42 Gear Street 7.
Hey, how you getting on? I'm still winging it at 42 Gear Street 7, and today I want to take a look at Tube Workshop's more high-gain offerings, the brand spanking new Cali Sunset and the legendary Lulis, which I've been dying to try out for a good year. And with me today is Mario from Tube Workshop to make sure I don't say anything technically incorrect. Mario has been super kind to me over the last year when we met at Guitar Summit. First thing he said to me is, "Hey, I know you from TV." And I thought, this guy's all right. Yeah. So, and I've asked him about 2,000 questions since then about tube amps and rectifiers, Class A, B, everything. And he still hasn't blocked me. So that says something about him.
And I'm not here to correct you. I'm here to have you ask all the questions you have.
Fantastic. So I was in a video yesterday on John Simon's channel, Sonic Drive Studio, where we did a bit of a deep dive on the Cali Sunset. And I had so much fun, I wanted to just give it a little look myself today and do one thing we didn't have the chance to do yesterday, and that is stick a front-end boost into it. I have the Mad Professor Green Wonder down there, and I've grabbed my favorite Friedman guitar from this event, some T-style, I don't know the name, sorry, it's blue. It sounds nice. And just to give you a quick recap on the Cali Sunset, it's Mario's interpretation of the hot rodded 80s sounds. In my opinion, it goes beyond that. But still, I kind of boost everything I need to try with a boost in front. So I thought we might just do a quick recap. If you want to see the full deep dive, I'm sure it's on John's channel by now. Sounds like this. There's nice crunches. It has a EQ that is more effective than you would find it on a typical Plexi, in my opinion. And it gets nice and high crunchy here. It goes beyond that though. It has these mini switches on the front. One is a bright switch. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Deep switch, you'll be very surprised to find. Makes it deeper, that's revolutionary. But what I find really cool, well, I like the bright in and the deep off, are these two switches here, hot and boost. And if I remember correctly, hot switches in Zener diode clipping in between the input stage and the first gain stage, is that right?
It's after the first gain stage,
all right, yeah.
But it's the Zener clipping, like some of you might know from the Jose amps in the 80s.
Let's add the hot. That moves it much closer to my comfort zone. And then there's the boost, and that boosts the second gain stage by switching in a cathode bypass cap, correctly?
Right. So it's like second gain stage, switching cathode bypass cap gets hotter, and the Zener clipping is after that.
Yeah.
So if you turn on the boost, then you even drive more signal into the diode clipping,
which makes it more fun. It makes me laugh because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Invigorating response. So let's add a little bass, maybe down the presence back a bit, because for some reason it sounds brighter to me than yesterday.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
I totally think the same.
Thank you. I thought I was being crazy, but still. And what we couldn't do yesterday was add a boost to this, and I boost everything. I've got the Green Wonder here. I've got the drive. Does it do anything? No, barely. Volume pretty high. Let's roll back the bass a bit and add a... No, we don't want any more treble because it sounds weirdly bright today. So it just gives it a little extra push. What I find nice, it loses none of its character. It's very clear.
Yeah.
The string power. I find that remarkable. It loses none of its clarity. Every string rings out, even if we're just giving it the boot through the front
Yeah.
end and have all the boosts in, like really gobs it gain. This is such a fun amp. I'm in awe. So that's just one little thing, one loose end I wanted to tie up after yesterday. I can go home now. Well, not right now, but
And have wet dreams.
that too, but I won't have that burning question in my mind. What would it sound like with a boost in front? So, also here, the Lulis, I'm just going to switch over to that. I've been meaning to try this amp ever since last year, since I met you at Guitar Summit, and I've met you at #1 Guitar Festival as well, but those are kind of loud environments from people where you can't really focus in on the amps. You can't really play them too loudly because people get annoyed. And yeah, you just can't hear the specific details of the amp. So I really had to take the chance I had here. Hey, Mario, can I play the Lulis? So,
Of course.
fantastic. So there's a foot switch here. I have the OD on. This is a built-in overdrive. Is it based off an SD1?
An OD1.
OD1.
The first overdrive ever.
Is that so? I'm really ignorant when it comes to that.
Yeah, it is like that.
The first
The
overdrive.
Boss OD1, just two knobs, volume and overdrive, was the first overdrive that appeared on the market.
Okay. I didn't know that. Thank you. So this is also an amp to my liking because it's fairly minimalistic when it comes to the controls. There's a bright and a deep switch here, like I've already got to meet on the Cali Sunset. There's a JTM and JCM mode, and from our conversation, I remember the JTM mode kind of to be the clean mode.
Low gain mode.
Log, right, low.
Marshalls are never really clean.
Never really clean. Yeah, that's true. That sounds clean though. That's crystal clean.
They really like now.
Ah, well, true.
I mean, it can go. It can go clean. Yeah.
Yeah, so because we can switch in the overdrive too, can't we? On that mode too? That's neat.
Yeah. What is actually funny is that the overdrive in the JTM mode gives you a completely different sound than in the JCM mode. Because in the JTM, then it's really kind of an overdrive, but with a really old school flavor.
Yeah.
So you get that really old school overdriven sound, while later on in the JCM mode, it does more kind of boosting and tone shaping. So it's two different flavors. So
Is that just the nature of the amp, or are there actually different circuits
no,
engaged?
it's the nature of the amp.
That's so cool. All right, cool.
So because this is right now with the overdrive in the JTM, if you turn on the overdrive, a really classic rockish sound.
Yeah, it is. And it doesn't sound anemic at all. It sounds
No.
happy. It's a happy amp in that mode. So
That's a
It's
good
a
way
happy
to
amp.
put it.
Yeah.
It's a happy amp, yeah.
yeah, like before I went here, I made a little demo on the PRS MT15, and it does super high gain and cleans. And I tried to get the gain on the lead channel fairly low, and it didn't sound happy. It kind of worked, but it just sounded a little anemic. The amp was not happy. That's how I put it. So, what else do we have to explore? There's switchable masters. That's always handy when you're gigging.
Right.
Let's go into JCM mode because that's probably where I feel most home. Okay, and that kind of starts slightly below where the JTM channel would be with the overdrive from. This seems a little cleaner to me. I guess that might be this guitar bit. It's probably got a
Can
lot
be.
of pickups.
But you hear in the JCM mode that it has more of that like trebly
grit.
800 sound, not as aggressive as an old 800, but it's more gritty, traveling.
Yeah. Let's see what it does. Similar gain levels as before in JTM mode with the overdrive engaged, but there's just more beef to it. It's just
but a
heftier.
completely different flavor.
Yeah. But also what I notice is the clarity that this amp also has. It's just a clean, it's not clean from a gain perspective, but it's just clean from a sonic perspective. There's no stray frequencies that make it sound messy. I don't want to screw it up for the boys in the sound booth there. Thanks, guys. I could just chug chords for hours. I mean, this is a lot of fun.
I mean, if you wanted a bit more tight, but I know you're the chugging guy, you could.
The deep was on the whole time.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's the gain max, but it's not all the gain the amp can do. It's a nice frequency.
But before we do that, I have a suggestion to you, because now in the JCM with the overdrive, this is what I call the Lulis sound. Right?
Okay.
Because that was turned out to be the trademark sound of Uwe Lulis.
Okay.
So having that OD1 and the Marshall, and why that is the Lulis sound, perhaps I'm not the right person to explain that to you. I think we have a better person to explain that to you.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Hey,
how's it going?
hey, good. Nice to meet you.
Guitar royalty in the house.
Oh, no,
Nice to
hey.
meet you. Uwe Lulis, everybody.
Hey,
So Uwe, why is the OD1 into the Marshall? Why is that the Uwe Lulis sound?
in the 80s and 90s, when I was recording with or live showing with my old band Gravedigger, I had my sound. I had two Marshalls, JCM 800, 4 cabinets, and as you know, at the early days, a JCM 800 doesn't sound good. That means it's
Needs help.
yeah, it needs help a lot. Then I got these old OD1 overdrive, what I still have, put it in front of the Marshall, and that was my sound. I mean, all the recordings, all the live shows, I played with this setup. Then I sold these guys, unfortunately. Yeah, then I met Mario a couple of years ago, and I said, oh, listen to my records, listen to the Gravedigger. This is my sound, this is my guitar sound, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, okay, we can build an amp which sounds similar. You won't get it the same sound, of course not, yeah. And it's, in my opinion, is much better than this, what I did in the 80s and the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you use the Lulis without any pedals. It's
Straight in, go.
your one unit
It's
for
my
everything.
sound, yeah. Right.
So what I was wondering is, I would imagine that loads of amp brands would jump at the opportunity to be associated with Accept and Gravedigger and things like that. And I guess it'd be easy for them to take a Marshall circuit and just slap your name on it. Boom, here's your commission for all the sales.
Yeah, right.
But that's not the route you wanted to go. You were looking for something very specific. And Mario, until then, I mean, he's kind of known for cleanish, voxish amps, but he seems to really be able to feel out the circuits. How did you and Mario kind of feel that out? Why did you seek out this specialist to build the one and true Lulis amp?
I mean, drive him crazy during the whole progress of...
Well, I know from experience of asking him tons of questions that he's a very patient man. So
yeah.
I guess that might play into
Brought him sweat on the skin, believe me. Well, first of all, I wanted a device which I can just put on and have all the abilities to, go on stage, play in the studio with different sounds, different styles and stuff like this. And I don't know if you know, there's a built-in AB box which with the food, it says AB on the food switch. I can go out here and plug in here, and I can switch between 2 amps.
I did not know that.
See?
That's cool.
You remember?
Surprise.
You
Secret features.
You know, when you have on stage 2 amps with the AB, you have 5 cables going in front of there. We play in huge stages, you know, and stuff like this. What happened if the intro is rolling? One of the fucking cables doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Then you're in trouble.
Sweat.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I try to avoid, you know. And it's all in here with the built-in overdrive. Everything is just with the food switch, possible to switch. That's what I wanted, basically. All in one thing, you know. Plus the sound, of course. Then we took care of the mid-range. I mean, if you, I don't know if you know my records, what I did in the
I do, yeah.
the grave digger. It's really midish, deep midish. You don't need to go on the board and put some, I don't know, 200K, 400K extra in. It's all in here. Just put a microphone on and record, and that's it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Would you care to demonstrate some of
yeah,
your
of course,
sound? This is in drop D right now. I'm not sure.
Drop D? Yeah, no problem. See how it opens all the time?
Not playing and sitting here just here, I can really hear how it
feel every
blooms.
tone.
Yeah, it's kind of just,
Yeah.
it almost kind of, when you chug in, it almost drops down a bit and then it
Yeah.
blooms up again.
yeah.
That's so cool.
That's what we're talking about. And it's all in the middle. And if you go through the mid section, I can demonstrate that. It's there. Go a little bit more. See? Now we're coming up to the Gary Moore thing. Now it's coming up to the Lulis thing. Yeah. Go down in gain a little bit, and you have more crunchy sound.
Listen to the sustain. Well, I noticed it's similar to that amp. It seems that the entire range of the EQ is usable. The amp feels happy in any position. I mean, after yesterday, after we were filming, John and I and Mario, we tried to make this amp sound bad. We made it sound interesting, but we couldn't make it sound bad. And I get the feeling this is similar. And I think anything would work somehow. Nothing sounds unpleasant. The best we can probably do is make it sound interesting.
Right.
So.
Right. And you have to hear the clean sounds of the baby. I mean, if you go to the JT, I'm gonna leave it in, for example, and you hear a little like crunchy. And play this with the strut, with the out of phase thing and stuff like this, you know. My opinion, I mean, my studio is running all the time, you know.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It seems to cover the entire range. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
You now play in the Lulis mode.
The Lulis modes, yeah. I don't want to follow up now. It's alive. It's
Unbelievable, huh? Yeah.
yeah. So I was gonna boost this as well, but I don't think it really needs that. I feel very happy with this amp as it is. Just for the works too though.
Imagine now if this baby would have a cabinet now, you
Yeah.
can switch with AB from this amp to this amp with one full step.
Well, I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
You like it, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I do. I'm gonna have to figure out what to sell.
Yeah. And you have to hear this baby with a
4x12.
4x12 cabinet.
What's in that as well? There's a mixture of V30s
Yeah.
and Greenback amps. in
Greenback
that?
65, yeah.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
Nice and smooth sounding. They really pair well with the V30.
Oh, yeah.
They fill each other's holes.
There's so much
what she
punch
said.
then.
Yeah.
It's a lovely amp, eh?
Yeah. Thank you very much
You're welcome.
for twisting the knobs and it was great fun. It was
Yeah.
great fun listening to you play as well. Mario, do you want to say a few more words about the Lulis, how you were able to translate tone speak into actual circuits?
It's how to translate tone speak into circuits. I mean, I'm in the great position to be an engineer, but be a musician by myself. So tone speech. So we don't speak two different languages, because if Uwe says I want like this in the mid range, I can imagine what it means. So it was just like,
Yeah, we were always talking about the golden mid.
Yeah.
The golden mid range, it has to be, sound like, it's comfortable, to hear it,
But it was a longer process, and a lot of discussions
discussions.
Do you really need that? Or he calling me up. Oh, Mario, I had another idea, and I went,
idea.
no, you didn't have another idea.
What's now?
So did you build a lot of prototypes, or was it one prototype where you did circuit revisions and stuff like that? How did that work?
I mean, actually, we started off from a prototype that I already had. When Uwe first visited me, I had like 7 years ago, I built a prototype of an amp with like 18 watts like this, but already with this JTM switch, just for me. And it was sitting in my shelf, even without a housing. Yeah, it had dust on it and everything. And when Uwe
Passed the shelf and said, what is this?
When Uwe-
JC and JTM, what have you done?
and
Oh, all right, yeah, I'll show you. And then it was working, yeah?
Yeah, when Uwe first time visited me, we were talking about his signature amp, and when he was already leaving, he passed the shelf and saw that chassis sitting there, and he was like, "What's that?
story.
That's some Marshall JCM 800 style thing I built some years ago." And, oh, that's what I was doing. Can I check that? And I was like, I don't know if it's still working, and we got it working then, and he played it,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah, that's great. And
Sounds like from a movie.
That's, yeah,
Wait a second,
that's
it's on the way
fundamental
out.
of the whole thing,
And of course, it was not exactly what we ended up with, but it was a great basis we could build on.
It has the character, this character, what we needed from the sound, yeah.
And then we had a few optimization loops with the first prototype of that. So me driving to Uwe's studio, checking Uwe driving to me, he playing guitar, I having soldering in the amp, and so over
Almost while he was playing. So did that bases later become the Cali Sunset, or I'm pretty sure they share a fair amount of the same DNA.
I mean, the original prototype, which was the original idea I had like 7 years ago, even Tube Workshop didn't exist. Yeah, was like, how can I get classic Marshall sounds into an 18-watt format? Because I thought, hey, that's cool. Nobody did that. And then half a year after I did the prototype, Marshall came out with the 20-watt Studio series.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. But yeah, and since then I had this basis floating around. And it was the preamp of that turned out to be a great bass for Uwe's amp. But just by adding the OD1, that was for me the moment like when Uwe first put his OD1 in front of the prototype, I was like, oh, there's the Gravedigger sound. That's why.
It's the original from the 80s.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I put it in. So it was more or less the preamp, the basis. But the whole concept with the 18-watt power amp was a great basis for this. But the preamp is different in that one.
All right.
So, yeah.
So how long did the entire development take from start to finish, from first meeting to the serious production of the Lulis?
1.5 years.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Pretty intense 1.5 years, I gather, from
Oh, yeah.
what you're both saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because first of all, I got this little one, you know, I put this in my audio. Then I did actually recordings with us. Okay, this is working for me.
cool.
This is perfect. Okay, here, Mario, here's the back. Here's my OD1. Put this on one hand.
And were you using 2204s before? Because this is a 50-watt amplifier, not a 100-watt version.
I always use 50 watt, always.
What do you prefer about the 50 watts over the 100?
They're more aggressive in my opinion. They're not so loud, you know. In my studio, you know, I have a ISO box. I have 4x12, of course. But you know, I live my house and my family is up there, and I need to punch really early, you know, the sound, you know. And 50 watts is, in my opinion, the best solution for that. Yeah, the sweet spot is there.
And what about the cabinet? Were you using M65 greenbacks and V30 blends before, or were you using Marshall cabs with G12, 65s?
I played with Accept. We played a couple of shows, and then I got a cabinet with the greenbacks, and I said, "Whoa, great sound." And another guy from America, check these loudspeakers. They're really good. Yeah, they sound awesome. And then I did. Then we talked about that. 2 V30 and 2 greenback. Yeah.
We came up with that idea, and also when it comes to the cabs, shout out to Marek from Driftwood Amplifiers, who is actually building the housings of this amp and building my cabs. And I was also like, hey, Marek, what would you suggest like for speaker? And he also said the same. He said, hey, vintage 30s and G65 greenbacks is a great combination.
As well. It's a 16 ohm cabinet, right? 16 ohm speakers? All right.
Yeah.
Of course, for US, the difference between 16 and 8 ohm speakers.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because a year ago or two, I got two 1978 G12H30s, I think, supposedly from an old Accept tour cab. They sound really great. And I was wondering what you guys were using before and why the choice now for V30s and greenbacks.
It's just a great combination.
Yeah, they balance each other out.
Because, I mean, who am I telling this to? The vintage 30s give you that aggressive sound that you want, but the greenback G65 have this really nice and round low mid-range.
Yeah.
And Uwe is very about the mids, so it was just a great combination.
Yeah, really great.
On a side note, I love how this network of smaller smaller musical instrument builders in Germany, they kind of all work together, you know, between Driftwood, yourself, Lichtlam Audio, they all talk to each other. And
we're all kind of family.
Yeah,
I love that about this industry. It doesn't seem to be super competitive. I need to destroy my competitors, but like, if the music instrument business is going well, it's better for all of us. So it's a kind of almost collaborative approach.
Compared to others, our industry is too small to not work together and help each other.
Yeah, well, I think that's sweet. I like that. All right. I don't have any more questions. Thank you both so much for being here. I had a great time, great chat, fantastic tones. Yeah, as I said, I'm in trouble now. I'm going to have to figure something out.
Yeah, so, I'm afraid we have to.
So you want to buy it?
I'll have to figure out what needs to go first. Because
buying it is pretty easy. Just go to Thomann.
Yeah.
They have it in stock. click buy.
Yeah.
That's what
buy.
credit cards are for, right? Yeah.
Perhaps you can use your own affiliate link at home.
Brilliant. No, that's future John's problem. I'm gonna have a few beers this evening, and then I'm just gonna have to live with the consequences.
Yeah.
Thank you both
That's the right
for
attitude.
being here.
Yeah.
Great time. Thanks for watching.
All right.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.